It's warming up in the sun, but it's still not, you know, warm. I got hair everywhere. I need water. Can you hold that? Water. Y'all. Oh, I got my boots on. I can't wait to try on my new thermals. I'm excited to try. Hey, Andrea. I'm ready to try on my new thermals. And thank you. You hang on to your money. I'm going to figure it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that has helped me out. Hello, Amy. But I'm going to figure it out. I don't even know yet what's going to happen. So I do know that I might be able to get it inspected. So if I can get it inspected, that'll take a lot of the stress off, and I can just go down Monday, renew my tags. And I looked at my tags. I actually don't need to renew until February 31st. So there's a 30-day grace period. So if it's January of 25, then you don't have to get it done until February. It's usually December that you'll have to get it done by the end of January. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm good till the end of January. And actually, I might be good until the end of February because it goes 1 month ahead. So if it's December of 24, then you've got to get it done by the end of January of 25. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? I just know I know what I know. And it's fine because it's January 25. I thought it was December 25th on the tags, but it's not. So that's good. Two good news is I got that guy that's going to look at it on Monday, and maybe I can get it inspected between now and then. See if I can find a video of the... Why is that doing that? So, first of all, Rodney King. Okay, I remember this name growing up. This happened when I was a child. There was a black man in Los Angeles back in the early 90s, around 91. It looks like parts of Los Angeles was on fire. There was a lot of riots going on. We're going to talk about it in a second. I remember the name growing up, but I didn't, like, and I remember the epic video of him on the ground getting beat, okay? I mean, it's like, it's iconic because it was just crazy. It's absolutely crazy to see all of these officers around him beating the shit out of him as somebody onlooker, you know, and this was the early 90s, so it was a different time, and cameras were not that common. That's what makes it so crazy. I mean, it is one of the most infamous, there we go, infamous police beatings that we have on footage. There's no difference in what happened to Mr. Brooks, Robert Brooks, and Rodney. The only difference is that Rodney lived. What happened to Robert Brooks is a moment in history, first of all. It's never happened before on camera like that I can recall. If y'all have seen another police beating like that on camera, please let me know. Rodney King is the one piece of footage that we have, and he actually lived. Let's talk about what happened. So it looks like there was lots of riots in 92 in Los Angeles. The riots stem from an acquittal of 4 white Los Angeles Police Department officers in the beating of a black motorist, Rodney King. Now, this was in 91 when Rodney was beat, and then it looks like the riots and the burning of buildings started in 92. So the officers were acquitted? Oh, it looks like so. Hold on. Whoa. So these riots over 5 days in the spring of 92 left more than 50 people dead and more than 2,000 injured. The rioting destroyed or damaged over 1,000 buildings in the Los Angeles area And the estimate cost of the damage was over $1 billion. More than almost 10,000 National Guard troops were sent to the streets over these riots. Almost 12,000 people were arrested. So first of all, something that stuck out to me immediately is how Rodney was breaking the law, but you know, no one deserves to be beat like this. I see both sides because I've lived both sides. I mean, I ain't never beat nobody that, you know, like that, but you know what I mean. I've been on both sides of the fence, and he absolutely was in the wrong. He had been out drinking. They were at a basketball game earlier. He's riding around with friends, and he goes on a high-speed chase through Los Angeles, and there was a guy that videotapes the beating of Rodney in the street once they got Rodney out of the car. He was struck over 50 times with batons, and there was over 20 officers present at the scene, most from the LAPD. And, you know, in this article from CNN, it lists a couple of, it says that he had some fractures and some injuries. No. I went to go find out what happened. This was horrible. They broke teeth. They broke bones. Like, y'all, they almost killed him. It's a miracle he even lived. Hold on one second. I'm looking for the, for his symptoms and what his injuries. So it looks like Sunday, March 3rd, 91, Rodney and his friends were driving in Los Angeles. They had spent the night watching a basketball game and drinking at a different friend's house, and it was 12:30 in the morning. The highway patrol noticed him speeding on the highway. The pursuit, so they started to pursue him with lights and sirens. He wouldn't pull over. The speeds reached up to almost 120 miles an hour. Rodney, what are you doing? This is not good. Listen, no police brutality should ever take place, but I just need to be clear that when you're breaking the law like this and being dangerous and putting other people in danger like this, when they do get their hands on you, honey, if it's not caught on videotape, you better pray that you just don't die. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to be happy. And listen, nobody deserves to be beat like this or killed. But you can't be out here behaving like this, expecting not to go to jail and get beat or killed. You're already putting your life in danger. When they get their hands on you, they ain't gonna give a shit if they put your life in danger. And some people might say you damn deserve it acting a fool like this. Now, I feel otherwise. Nobody deserves this. And we're going to watch some of the video. I want to see it because I just want to I remember like an old car and him on the ground and cops around him. And I just want to be clear, if this ever happens to you, please try to protect your head and organs and go into the fetal position. If you're getting jumped or beat by multiple people, try to protect your face, your head, and your organs. Sorry, I have to that's sad I even got to say that, but this shit happens too frequent, and people are usually breaking the law. So, not recipe for disaster. Don't put yourself in a bad situation and bad shit won't happen. I'm not saying he deserved to get beat, but he was asking for it. 120 miles on the highway, 117. So, it looks like, Rodney said he fled because he was worried the cops were going to charge him with DWI. Well, listen, he had his blood drawn 5 hours after he was arrested, and he still had alcohol in his system, but it's nothing to be concerned about. It was under the legal limit, but it had been 5 hours, and, listen, this was the 90s, and police brutality against black people, it still exists. It's still a problem, and I can only assume that things were worse back then, and maybe in some senses, and, maybe not, but you know, things were ran on more of the good old boy system, and we know that the NYPD and the LAPD, they were crooked at this time. There was a lot of corruption inside of the police departments. They were running these places like organized damn crime, and, you know, if you were black, that put a target on your back, or if you'd had prior police interaction, that put an even worse target on your back, you know. So I understand why Rodney was scared. Rodney King, he fled. I understand that. And he had also been drinking, and I get that too. But, you know, he fucked up, and he found out, and it's sad. I'm glad that he lived. I mean, it's an infamous case, and he was absolutely did wrong, and it's a miracle he lived. Let's see here. I want to see what injuries he sustained, because it was pretty bad. I found it comical that CNN put like 2 injuries in their article when he actually could have died and almost did. He was kicked, he was stomped, he was manhandled, taunted, threatened. You know, this was one of the passengers that was riding with Rodney. He was, you know, beat, and he was also treated for a laceration on the top of his head. His baseball cap was bloodied. It looks like Rodney was still in the car at this time when he emerged. It looks like there's some kind of dispute over what exactly happened. So it looks like when he emerged, King was reported to have giggled, to have patted the ground and waved to the police helicopter overhead. King grabbed his buttocks, which the officer took to mean that King was reaching for a weapon, though he was later found to be unarmed. She drew her pistol and pointed at King, ordering him to lie on the ground. Now, this is a female officer, Melanie Singer. Singer approached, gun drawn, preparing to arrest him. At this point, Coon, it doesn't even tell me who Coon is, but anyways, Coon, the ranking officer at the scene, told Singer that the LAPD was taking command and ordered all officers to holster their weapons. Smart, because they were already damn raging, honey, because what they're about to do is violent as hell. And I'm glad that they're off. None of them even needed guns, okay? I'm glad that their guns were holstered, but none of them need guns because they're all insane. So it looks like this Coon guy, it's K-O-O-N, and I might be wrong about that, is a sergeant for the LAPD. And he's the one that gave the official report. He ordered the 4 LAPD officers at the scene to subdue and handcuff King, Rodney, using a technique called swarm. Hold up. Is that hog tying stuff? Swarm. Techniques. So 1 will control and protect the suspect's head, and 4 are assigned to control 1 limb each. The team of 5 make contact, simultaneously lift and set the suspect down. That ain't what y'all did, though. Y'all end up beating the hell out of the man. I love how... So, once again, this is the sergeant's official report. So, take this shit with a grain of salt, because Rodney would go on to win a lot of money, honey. I see both sides. He was absolutely in the wrong for evading cops and causing problems, but you don't get to just falsify reports, make up stories, and, you know, it's crazy. They were in the wrong in a lot of ways. So it looks like they were going to subdue him. The 4 officers claimed that Rodney resisted attempts to restrain him when he stood up. I kind of believe that. And witnesses dispute that claim. So the officers also testified that they believed that he was under the influence of PCP, though Rodney's toxicology tested negative for the drug, and he actually had, he was below the legal limit on alcohol, and he also had marijuana in his system. But it wasn't PCP, okay? It's a little, way different, honey. PCP is a hard drug. At this point, the video, okay, so this video that we're going to watch a part of, it is shot off of a apartment balcony. This was some citizen that captured this, and thank God this person did. I think his name was George or something, but at this point, Holiday is his last name. So Holiday shows King on the ground after being tasered by the Sergeant Coon. He rises and rushes towards one of the other officers, either to attack or to flee. And then Rodney and this officer collided in a rush. Taser wire can be seen on Rodney's body. And this is when this officer starts to strike Rodney with his baton. This is when Rodney is knocked to the ground. It looks like this officer continues to hit him with the baton. Okay, at this point, you have him on the ground. He's in it. We're gonna watch the video. I want to see how this lines up with this story, but you have him on the ground and he's probably in the fetal position because you're beating the hell out of him. So at this point, let's put the cuffs on him. Everybody come in and put the cuffs on him. But that's not what would take place. And that's the problem. And I'm not saying he should have even whacked him with the baton, but if it is true that he was not being compliant, once again, to get beat, we have to be compliant. And I'm not saying it's right. I know the government is messed up. A lot of these, I don't agree with a lot of it, but, you know, to avoid these situations, let's just be compliant. Whew, try to be agreeable, honey. Listen, put your hands on the wheels, you know, like, give your driver's license. Don't be doing 120, you know, don't be drinking and driving, smoking dope and driving. So, let's see here. It looks like they're all screaming at him. Actually, it looks like one officer moves in to tell this officer who was striking Rodney to stop. And he was saying, this is enough, this is enough. It looks like Rodney decides to rise to his knees. And then we're going to watch the video. Let's just watch it. Hold on one second. This is a lot to describe. Let's just watch it. Let's watch it. Y'all. I'm so tired. Let's see here. Swarm. That sounds like some kind of Chinese torture device. Like they grab your head and then your arms and then your legs and they're like lifting you up. Listen. Sounds horrible. So he is a activist now. Rodney. So that man that filmed this, his name is George Holiday, and he passed away 3 years ago from COVID. How sad. He was an activist. This is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be hard to find these. Oh, here we go. Let's see if it'll play. Hold on one second. Is it going to show it or is it going to gaslight me? It's going to gaslight me. It's not going to play it. Hold on one second. My car is a mess, y'all. I need to clean up bad. Crappy Walmart bottle. This is what YouTube was made for. And, you know, YouTube, they've gotten to where they censor stuff so bad. So bad. I might not be able to find this video, y'all. That's crazy. Hmm. Yeah, I just saw that. That's so sad. But at least he wasn't killed by the cops, you know? Like Robert Brooks. Not good. You can't even find it. Let me see if it's in here. Video unavailable. But I thought technology was going to like make us more aware. We'd be able to find everything and be right at our fingertips. It's because of censorship. I mean, I'm on Google right now looking for the video and it's not there. And then YouTube doesn't have it either. Let's see if this... Oh yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, I know I've seen it before. It's just been so long. No. What is this? So it looks like the LAPD officers were acquitted of using excessive force. That's crazy. Look, I went to a different one. We're living in the new world. And this is how they rewrite history, folks. Shit just disappears because people stop talking about it, people stop thinking about it, people stop discussing it, and it just disappears. So anyways, I might have to download an app to like be, I don't know. I think it's Google. I think it's Google. You know, Google is who works with YouTube. So, you know, they go hand in hand. I think that I need to, yeah, I know I never will, but I know I need to find different outlets to get media this year because what I'm doing is not working using Google and DuckDuckGo and stuff like that. It is impossible to find information on the internet. It's just crazy to me. Videos, information, stuff that should be public information, public records, stuff like that. It's impossible to find nowadays on the internet, and it's just crazy. But anyways, it's frustrating for sure. So it looks like they beat the hell out of him. I mean, it's a pretty infamous video and situation. So it looks like he was taken to the hospital after his arrest, where he was found to have suffered a facial bone fracture, a broken right ankle, multiple bruises and lacerations, and he also had 11 different skull fractures, permanent brain damage, broken bones and teeth, kidney failure, and emotional and physical trauma. So blood and urine samples were taken 5 hours after his arrest. At the time, King's blood alcohol content was measured to be at 0.75%. So if he would have got out of the car and been given a breathalyzer, he would have blew over because this was 5 hours after. And this says this indicates that King was intoxicated during the initial arrest. As defined by California law. Sorry, I'm dying. Y'all, this weather, it's so cold. My nose has been running. My, throat's been itchy. I've had a dry cough. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Susan. That's part of the reason I'm learning about this, because I knew bits and pieces of this. But this was the first case where we really saw a severe case of police brutality. The only difference between these two cases is that Rodney lived, you know, and Mr. Brooks died. And it's not right. It's not the place of law enforcement to execute inmates. It's actually their job to keep them safe. And so it's unfortunate that these things happen. So he was pretty beat the hell up, as you can hear. He had kidney, liver issues, not good, broken bones, broken teeth, kidney failure. I mean, he could have died, and permanent brain damage, skull fractures. This could have been a deadly beating. It's actually a miracle that he lived. He later sued for damages, and a jury awarded him $3.8 million, as well as $1.7 million in attorney fees. The city did not pursue charges against him for driving while intoxicated and evading arrest. So he really got lucky, because that high-speed chase, honey, that could have been felony charges. That could have been felony charges. But of course they were absolutely wrong. But so what happened was these cops were arrested, and they were set in front of a jury, and they were acquitted. And then everybody got mad, and they started rioting in the streets. They started burning down buildings like they do now all over campuses and everywhere else in this country. And it was a mess, and people would die, people would be injured. So they did face criminal charges, 4 of them, including one sergeant. They were charged with assault and use of excessive force. Sorry, big girl words. So it looks like in 92, after jury deliberations, the jury acquitted all 4 officers of assault and acquitted 3 of the 4 officers of using excessive force. And people were not happy. So this beating was about 1 minute and 19 seconds, which is, I told you guys, these type of things they happen quick. When you're under attack by this many people at once, it's going to happen so fast, like super fast. So that's a long beating. They beat the hell out of him. People were mad. They rioted in the streets. People died. They were burning down businesses. It's just sick. He actually lived, though. However, Robert did not. And his autopsy, I found it in writing, and I wanted to... His nose was broke. Clearly you can see in the videos that he is bleeding, like down his face, on his clothes. Robert had blood everywhere. God. So also, the sides of his neck, he had multiple soft tissue hemorrhages in the muscles on the right and the left side of his neck. And his thyroid cartilage, there was a hemorrhage overlaying on that. He also had hemorrhaging in the genital area, soft tissue of the penis, and both testicles. So as we can see in the video, there are officers that are beating him in the gonads, and they're planning to charge these officers. They've been waiting on these autopsy details, and they've also been, I guess, dragging their feet like they always do nowadays. I don't know. But the autopsy is supporting evidence to have these officers arrested, and it looks like they're going to be arrested. The full autopsy report has been yet to be released. It hasn't been released yet. It's crazy. So when I went up to look for what a hemorrhage of the genital was, it actually come up for, that's terminology for women to have issues, yeah, it's a medical term. But when I put in for men, it says it refers to significant bleeding from the men's genitalia. It can occur for a variety of reasons, including trauma, infections, STDs, enlarged prostate, or even ruptured blood vessels within the penis or scrotum, often requiring immediate medical attention depending on the severity of bleeding. So he had some damage, and I do believe that this is from the punch-in or the kick-in or the, you can see in police video they keep going after his crotch. This is just crazy. I feel so bad for him. It's not fair, but at least Rodney lived, for a short while until he passed away. But he was an activist until he died. It's just so sad. They need to be arrested, and I hope that this time they're able to be prosecuted, because in Rodney's case, these officers got out scot-free. They weren't charged with anything, so that's not right. So I want to talk about this Rikers Island lawsuit. It's so we all know that New York is about as liberal area as it gets. Well, apparently they have been mixing women and men together in the prison system. And they had men, well, they had transgender women in a women's prison. So men with penises were in the women's prison. There was women that was assaulted. This was a big deal. It still is. So it looks like a former prisoner in the women's jail on Rikers Island is suing New York City, alleging jail staff ignored her warnings in 2022 that a transgender woman housed among females was actually a man pretending to be a woman in order to prey on the opposite sex behind bars. According to the civil lawsuit, the victim not only believed that the alleged perpetrator was lying about their gender identity, but that the prisoner was purposely instructed to claim that he was transgender by DOC staff so that he could stay in a female dorm where he would have access to female inmates. So apparently, yes, there is voice recording phone calls that was captured instructing Department of Corrections officer to allow this man who claimed to be a woman into DOC property. There's phone calls of this, and it was absolutely sexually motivated. They brought this man in with the intent of these inmates having heterosexual relationships behind bars. So even after warnings and complaints, the victim said correction officers failed to remove the alleged perpetrator from the female housing despite alleged propositioning the victim sexually and groping. Yeah, so this guy's in there grabbing on female inmates, propositioning them for sex, groping her in the shower. Days later, the victim claims she was SA'd in her sleep by this other inmate. Now, the prison knew they have to do searches, so they knew that this man had balls. They knew. They absolutely knew. They have to strip search all the inmates and squat and cough, and even the men have to do that. So when they're making the men do that, they can see there's no excuse for this. It's absolutely sickening. And they did it with the intention of just allowing, yeah. So it looks like there's a woman named Rose who was on Rikers Island, and she is the one who is suing the city of New York, alleging that jail staff ignored her warnings, and that there was a transgender woman who was biologically a male, housed among females, was actually a man pretending to be a woman just to have sex behind bars. So Rose, who was also an inmate, she believes that the perpetrator was lying about their gender identity. She not only believed that the man was lying about his identity to get into the prison, but that the prison was purposely instructed to put that, the prison system instructed for this inmate to be put there, instructed to claim that he was transgender by DOC staff so that he could stay in the female dorm where he would have access to all of these different female inmates. This is so creepy and dangerous. Absolutely creepy and dangerous. Y'all, what if these women started getting pregnant by this damn crazy person? Like, this is not okay. This is so dangerous. But of course it's New York, and this is what they vote for. This is what they believe in. So, even after all of those warnings and complaints, Rose says that corrections officers failed to remove the alleged perpetrator from female housing. According to Rose's lawsuit, early on the morning of April 7th, while she was asleep, this man took the opportunity and assaulted her while she was sleeping. And she says that she'll be terrified for the rest of her life. In her lawsuit, she's saying because of the failure of corrections staff to remove an imposter, it actually endangered all of the other inmates, and I agree with that. I hope she wins her lawsuit, because this is absolutely the stupidest thing I ever heard of. Now, there was other cases where the same thing happened, and the inmate impregnated other inmates in the jail. I mean, it's just like, hold on, what? Like, first of all, that's technically not even legal. There's this little law called PREA. So inmates actually ain't allowed to consent to sleep with the other inmates. And inmates sure as hell ain't allowed to be sleeping with COs and corrections officers. There's laws against this. So, hold on one second. Yes, a transgender woman who impregnated 2 other women in a DOC prison. You can't make this stuff up. First of all, that is a man. Oh my God, listen. If I gotta pay for something, I ain't getting it. Hold on one second. Where is that? New Jersey. So it looks like this man was trans. Demi Minor, 27, was in a New Jersey women's only prison. Only when he impregnated 2 female inmates did they move him to a different jail. And they did this because he impregnated 2 women at the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility. How old was this person? Youth? I thought he was 27. So the prison confirmed that there were 3 trans women housed in this facility vulnerable housing unit, though the prison's general population houses only men. That is crazy. So this guy that got these 2 women pregnant and these 2 other inmates, he was actually serving a 30-year prison sentence for manslaughter. Yes, so even consensual sex between inmates is prohibited in the state of New Jersey. Like I was saying, it's actually against the law. So these people cannot be housed together because these things happen. And we don't know if this person, these girls were willing participants or not. I have not been drinking my water today. I've had like 2, 3. That's my second bottle. I've been falling behind. That is sick, dude. And in my opinion, they do this crap on purpose. Listen, y'all. We also know that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was in support of inmates getting sex changes, and they were like planning to spend money on this. Absolutely. Hold on one second. It's just crazy. It's like, what are they planning? Yes. So it looks like, has the Biden administration made gender affirming surgery accessible for federal prisons? Officials won't say. So it says Donna has become the first transgender person to undergo gender affirming surgery in a federal prison. But the White House won't comment on its policies. So we've been spending money for sex changes in prison, and it's crazy. And they were planning to do more of this. Now this madness will absolutely be stopped, and we know that from here on out, inmates will be separated by sex like they should be. We won't have none of this transgender stuff going on in prisons. It will come to a halt, at the very least, for the Republican states. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I wonder how much money went towards that. So let's see here. So going back to this lawsuit with this Rose girl, it looks like she's suing the city. And it looks like they're not naming the alleged R-wordist because the prisoner has not been criminally charged. I don't agree with that. This is a hefty lawsuit. So they're claiming a heterosexual man posed as a transgender woman in order to gain access to female detainees. This comes 1 year after advocates for trans prisoners employed a new city council and Department of Corrections to make it easier for inmates to get housing that aligns with their gender identities. So they were going to blend these people together, y'all. This is crazy. They were going to absolutely, and they might. I mean, it looks like maybe now they might not, because, yeah, this guy's done R-worded somebody, so there's a crime that has taken place because of this. Absolutely not. It says that trans women are far more likely to be victims of sexual violence when they are housed in male facilities. Yeah. But, listen, we all make our bed and we got to lie in it, okay? So if you choose to live the life of a woman, honey, welcome to sexual harassment every day. Like, most women go through, a lot in life. So maybe, I don't know, man. We can't be damn changing whole systems and making everybody unsafe just to make you feel safe. That's crazy. Y'all, I hope they got this car part. I'm so stressed about this, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's getting cold out here. I need to check my email. Baby, it's cold outside. And it's going to get colder because it's supposed to snow. And it's got me super freaking stressed. Super, super stressed, I don't know what I'm going to do if it snows and I get stuck in this crap. My tires, they're new, and it's the tread on them. They're made for, like, highway, not for rock climbing and being in the snow and the sand. Even though we've been in the snow and the sand. I'm excited about my new thermals. I'm like, that stuff makes me so happy. Take me to Tractor Supply and I am like a pig in shit, okay? Man, a Buckle store. I love me some Buckle. I ain't had a nice pair of jeans in so long. Those rock revivals I used to love, but they went up on the price like everything else. And it's just like, y'all are tripping. I already thought it was crazy. We was paying 160, 190, sometimes 225 for a pair of jeans. That's insane. And once again, I'm not, I've never been able to afford stuff like that. So if I've had stuff like that, it was because somebody bought it for me. But also, those jeans have went up a good $125 probably. Something happened in Vietnam where they're made. I think they're made in Vietnam. They got shut down. Their country got shut down a lot longer than we did. And so production on stuff from Vietnam, it wasn't getting produced, honey. We wasn't getting our stuff. And so that's why they went up for a while. But they should be flying off the shelves now. Like, that's crazy to me to pay that kind of money for jeans. But I have before. I may have bought 1 or 2 pairs, but that was when I was in Charlotte working in construction and I needed them. And they last for forever. That's what's great about them. You don't understand. It's not the look or anything. It's about how they feel and the quality of them. It's like Carhartt, okay? Some of that stuff's expensive. The jackets, hell, even the little beanies are damn $20, $30. That can get pricey. The jackets, they start at like 100 and go up depending. So that stuff can get pricey, but it's worth it and it'll last you forever. You don't even really break it in a Carhartt, so you've had it for like 5 years. Then it's comfortable. You know what I mean? Then it's comfortable. So you gotta like, oh, I already did. I'm good, ain't I? Boom. You gotta wear it for a while. My coveralls, they're damn just getting broke in. Waiting on a car part. She said it'd be there at like 3:50, but I said I'll be there at 4 o'clock, girl, because I know how these things go. And hell, that truck's probably damn stuck in Friday traffic because everybody gets off at 2 o'clock. And if he's got to come from damn the borough or Winston, then he's in traffic right now. I already know what it is. Like, because that's where they're coming from. She ordered it. Unless they got a warehouse around here, they just went over and grabbed it. But I highly doubt that. They probably get shipments. They probably do that once or twice a day. When I worked at Meineke, or Merchants, we did the same thing. And sometimes I'd ride over and fucking pick tires up, throw them on my truck, and ride back. We had a warehouse, and then we could also order stuff. And we could set appointments around parts being ordered. So they probably have the same system. I'm actually surprised they didn't have it. I mean, it is quite expensive and not common. That's another thing. It's not a common headlight for this truck. So either somebody replaced those lights and put in something fancier, or this was like the top of the line truck at the year that they released it. I mean, I always thought it was kind of fancy, but like, I mean, really fancy actually, but like, it is an 8-year-old truck almost. The outside, I think, is fancier than the inside, and the body is different. It's not got any chrome on it, so it's just all black, and I don't know. It is not the headlight that is supposed to be in there. That's all I know. And it made it almost twice as expensive. I mean, the other bulb was $40, and I paid $160 too. So that's quite a hop and a skip to expensive, as hell. Like $40 I can swing, but $160, that's like an insurance payment, or it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. It's nonstop, ain't it? It's always something. I guess I'm just gonna spend the rest of my life paying off this truck and paying insurance and fixing shit every week. Every week I'm gonna have something else to fix. Yay, I'm so excited. So exciting. I hope it don't snow. It better not snow. Mm-mm. It better not snow. I know one thing, it's going to be cold. That's why I need those thermals. That's why I got those thermals. I got this comfortable jacket. I got my Carhartt. I got the sleeping bag. The sleeping bag's been hanging in there. I don't know what, I don't think that's supposed to keep me warm past like 30 degrees. But it dipped down into the 20s or teens. It's been getting down into the teens. Hold on, let me see. I don't remember. I know this snow that's supposed to come, it's gonna be in the teens then, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. With that, if it does snow, it might even get colder than the teens. It doesn't tell me. Last night it got cold. This morning I had to cut the truck on for a few hours because it was just freezing. It's supposed to be 22 tonight. Well, I'll be fine. I won't die. I didn't die last night. But did you die? No, I didn't. I'll be fine. And I got thermals now. So I got 2 pairs of thermals and all this stuff. I'll be fine. It's fine. I'm not panicking. I'm not worried about it. Seriously. It'll be all right. I can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. And if I have to run the truck, I have to run the truck. Like, I ain't gonna die from no frostbite. I'd rather be poor than... I'd rather be poor, you know, and have my fingers. we can't be running around, you know, from frostbite. Luckily, I've never had any situation like that. Like, it never gets that cold. I think the lowest temperature that I've had to sleep in was like 8 degrees. And that was one time. And yeah, you know, and I had sleeping stuff and I was fine. And I actually had on 3 pairs of pants and tons of shirts. And I do believe I slept in that Carhartt. And I also ran the truck for a good portion of that time. Because then when it drops that low, there ain't no way that sleeping bag's going to damn. But for the most part, I've never had a problem. As long as it doesn't go to like 17 or 18 or anything like that, I should be fine. But I ain't going to lose no fingers. Like, I'll cut the truck on before I damn get frostbitten. Okay? We need our fingers. I need some water. Dude, I usually have about damn 6 bottles by now. I'm exhausted, I'll tell you that much. I woke up the first time at 4:15 and I said, well, let me turn the truck on. I cut the truck on and cut the heat on, and then I woke up like, at like 5, sweating my ass off. I left that damn heat on blast. I was about to die. I felt like a Thanksgiving turkey in here. I was like, what is going on? And when you get woke up by that heat too, it's like, it's suffocating. It's like, what is happening right now? Is this bitch on fire? Do I need to hop out the damn car real quick? Waiting on a car part. I ain't never gonna get it fixed. I'm about to go to bed. What are you talking about? I'm about to go to bed. What you talking about? Going to bed. You won't catch me in these streets when the sun goes down, honey. Taking my ass to bed. It's cold out there, y'all. I'm gonna make me something to eat and go to bed. And try to sleep in the morning. I have such a bad problem, y'all. So I didn't tell y'all this, but I quit taking nighttime meds. And I ain't got no problem sleeping. I just got a problem sleeping in. It's like my body says, hey girl, it's been 6 hours and 15 minutes. And then I might be able to like roll over and go back to sleep for like 30 to 45. And my body just wakes up. And then it's like boots on the ground, what we got to do today. And I take off. I mean, I will say that at night, somehow I've been falling asleep. Probably because it's quiet up there on the mountain, you know? It's quiet as hell. It ain't like that where I've been in Jacksonville. I mean, and it ain't bad in Jacksonville, but... And I got earplugs and headphones, so typically if it's like loud or somebody plays some music or something, I'll just put my headphones in and I can't hear shit. Speaking of which, I probably need to charge those. But it's been so quiet that I've just been passing out, and I ain't needed no sleep meds. I ain't had no damn melatonin. I ain't had no NyQuil. I was worried about that. That shit's addictive, bruh. It's got alcohol in it too. Like, and you only take a capful, but it's the NyQuil with alcohol in it. And that stuff definitely knocks your ass out, okay? It works. It works. But if you ain't got it, you can't sleep. So it's a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? And you really don't need to be taking something like that. That's for, like, if you got a cold or a broke leg and you can't sleep from the pain, you know. I don't know, man. You just, it's supposed to be a temporary thing. Medication is not good, and I hate taking over-the-counter stuff. I ain't even took no Excedrin in a minute. That's why I'm tired as hell. I can't remember the last time I took an Excedrin, if I'm being honest. I've been laying off the caffeine. I have, big time. I probably needed to, though, right? Chill the fuck out. Stop stressing. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Definitely going to take a shower. Make something to eat real quick. You know what I was thinking about today? I wish I did have a camper shell on the back of this truck, because if I did, I could definitely cook back there at night. I don't see that happening. I need to focus on school right now. I ain't got time to be damn daydreaming, you know. I do love to daydream, though. Where I'm at, the Wi-Fi works pretty well. And I don't have any problems over here. And for some reason, everybody's been so nice today. I don't know what is going on, but it's blown my mind. I'm like, why is everybody so nice? Maybe because I took care of myself. Maybe because I don't look like a complete hot mess express. I don't know. But everybody's been super nice. I'm just like, oh, wow. You know, I do think that a few months prior to Christmas and the holidays, they just start getting on edge. I could be wrong. I know it puts me on edge. I hate the whole holiday season. I just think it's so overrated, and everybody gets so amped up, and people are driving like maniacs, and all the stores are packed, and people are stressed about money, and it's just, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And I've decompressed from all of that, like, for the past, like, 4 years. Like, I ain't really, yeah, it's bad during the holiday. The past, you know, last year was much worse. This Christmas, I am grateful that it was much better than the prior Christmas. But they've definitely been two of the rougher years, you know? And I've kind of just, like, decompressed from wanting to keep up with the Joneses. Like, if I wanted to celebrate the holidays, I would want to do it, I don't know. You know, if it's my dream, then I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to go nowhere. I'm going to do all the damn shopping a week prior, and we ain't leaving the house for a week. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't want to visit family. I want to bake. I'm going to make a turkey. I might make ham too, and a few pies. And, like, that's what I'm going to be doing all week. I'm going to be in the kitchen freaking, you know, turning up and turning my wrist. For sure. I don't want to go nowhere. That's my idea of Christmas. At home, in front of the fireplace, maybe some old Christmas movies. Like, I don't know. But that's not really, I don't know what it is when I have to do Christmas with people. You know, we were running around. We were seeing this person, that person. I got to get ready 3 times in one day. We doing Christmas parties. It's too much. And it's over. It stresses everybody out. And I notice a shift in everybody's mood. Like, I'm out here every day. I have to deal with multiple people, you know, all the time, multiple times a day. Y'all come with me. Y'all see I got to deal with people. So, I'm telling you, after Christmas, all of a sudden, people's attitudes have changed here. Most of them. I appreciate that. No drama. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to like chill at the house and not have to damn drive anywhere. I want to get snowed in. You know what I mean? I want it that. Yeah, I want to get snowed in because I already went and got groceries. We got paper towels. We got soap. Hell, we got enough soap to last 2 months. So if that snow want to stay there, I might be all right with it as long as I got enough food. Yeah, I hope they have the. Both of the girls that work in there tell me why more women are going into stuff like that, because it's fun. That's why it's fun. I do like tinkering, even though I get mad. It's just nothing. First of all, the video is nothing like the video, like the actual light. It does not match at all whatsoever. The videos that are on YouTube do not fit my truck. It's not. I don't know what to call it. It's not the standard 2017. It's a little bit different, I reckon. Apparently fancier, because the standard 2017 comes with a damn $40 bulb, and this one is 160. So it's not too standard. It's damn fancy. It's ridiculous is what it is. There ain't no damn way in the world that damn bulb should be a damn $160. It's the craziest damn. I used to know a guy that could blow glass. Like, I'm that cheap. If there was a way, I'd be the one paying down $12 a bulb. That's what that kid said yesterday. Remember? He said, "Oh, I can get you for that $12 a bulb." You remember that? Y'all were with me. You heard him. $12 a bulb my house. All right, let's go. Oh, I'm so tired, y'all. I'm going to bed straight. Well, at least they're helpful and they know what the hell they're talking about. They got it done. Got to damn count on the women sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm starting to notice a trend here, and I like it. I like it a lot. At least they got it right. At least they got it right. Bluetooth. up? Okay. I'm about to go, y'all. I gotta get to the park. I got an hour drive. Oh, did my phone hook up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This freaking weather, man. The wind is winding. It's cold as hell. It says 44. It's gonna drop, so I gotta go get to the shower. We will talk tomorrow at some point. I'm gonna try to sleep in. I don't never get to sleep in, so I'm gonna try to sleep in. And I hope y'all gonna have a good night. Y'all be safe out there. I'm trying to get back before the damn sun goes down, so my headlight, yeah, so I don't need them because I ain't got one. But it's okay. I bought a new one. Hopefully this mechanic will be able to get this damn thing in there because I know nobody else has been able to. But we'll talk tomorrow, and y'all be safe tonight. Pray for me because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys. Good night, y'all.